of reality, weighing in at 195 pounds, the maniacal Maredes!
About your decoratability here. One thing I would say about the maniacal Maredes is that he knows how to get inside his opponent's head. He knows.
I can't wait. And fight him and kick him when he's down. I am a man.
I will say, I
Day one, I told everybody, I'm taking all guys down. There's no one's gonna stop me. No one's gonna stop me.
Has had some luck here in Battle Arts in the Tiago Bernardo Memorial Auditorium in Beaverton. Will he get a W tonight? It's unsure. Does he even care? Probably not. As he was announced, fighting off the edge of reality, the reality of his own mind. Like I said, whatever ability this man had in terms of IQ, lost with so many shots to the head. All he knows how to do is fight. And he loves to fight.
And his opponent, fighting out of Toronto, Ontario.
Look at this. The best
weighing
hair in all of Ontario
178
The
pounds.
one and only Matty.
Matty.
Got this crowd hyped. This will be a great contest, ladies and gentlemen, of two amazing athletes that are really just going to tear the house down. Look at this reception from Matty D. Incredible. Maredes just eyeing his opponent. He wants to know, Matty D saying, get your corner.
Come on, guys, make a noise for Matty D.
Oh, great. I'm joined by the rather snakish, very unorthodox Brian Sinclair. Yeah, no, Brian, you gave me your card to the bathroom 3 times.
Before we get started formally, I feel I should give it to you again, just to have all my bases covered here.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
McKay?
Brian, thank you so much for joining me. Why are you out here right now?
Well, like I said at the start of the show here, George, I'm currently trying to put together something of a conglomerate of promising talent that I see here. And the two gentlemen in the ring here, Matty Z and Maredes, I think are pretty close to the top of my list, both of them. So I'm just kind of out here to get a first-hand view of, possibilities, we call it. Possibilities.
Okay, fair enough. Now, have you talked to each individual separately to let them know you're scouting, or is this something they're unaware of?
It's something they're unaware of. I found in my professional endeavors that it's best if they don't know you're watching them. I want to see them naturally in their element as they're supposed to be, and then I'll render my decision.
I see you've got some files. I guess you've done some research and some information right now on these two gentlemen?
I always like to have my documentation prepared well in advance. I've certainly done some scouting on both of these individuals. Like I said, both very promising talents, both very different types of talents. But I've just got some notes here that I might be referring to, and perhaps a little bit more than that.
Fair enough. Well, as these two lock up right now, Brian Sinclair looking on. And Brian, I gotta ask you this. You did mention it, both very juxtaposition, different styles in the ring right now. In terms of representation, which style are you leaning to? I mean, I'm not asking you to give away which decision you're looking at, but there's gotta be one that's intrigued you a lot more than the other.
Well, intrigued equally, but in different ways. I've never been the type of person to put all my eggs in one basket. Hence why my first pick for my first client, Amon Singh, of course, he's an all-rounder. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he's fast. He can do it all. Now I'm looking for something a bit more nuanced. So as you see the flamboyant Maredes here, athletic, he's got size, he's charismatic, but he's got a visage edge to him that I like a lot too. And here you see with a fantastic waistline takeover by Matty Z, technically proficient, solid, he's got a background in mixed martial arts. Two very, very different competitors, but two very promising competitors at that.
Well, and as you mentioned, I mean, Maredes, half the time you mentioned all these things about him, but I think you didn't forget to mention how unhinged he is. He's crazy. How can you cage a crazed animal who just bit his opponent's hand twice?
Well, George, if you'd made it out of the 10th grade and gone to a post-secondary education of some high standing like I did, you would have learned a little something about risk management, the way the risk versus the reward for all of my potential clients. And you know what? I can tell this is going over your head, so I'll just enjoy the ride.
It's actually not going over my head. I actually did graduate from a collegiate athletic ability as well, okay? I went on school on a rugby
Oh, you
scholarship.
majored in gym? That's fantastic.
No, I actually majored in, okay, you know what? I don't really need to justify it. Take your card back here. You gave it to me in the bathroom 3 times. It smells like urine.
It's okay, I got spares.
Anyways, back to the action here. And look at that, Maredes. Again, not really having a game plan, but slams Matty Z in the corner. And look at this. Now, I mean, Sinclair, as much as I don't like your tactics or your tone, I will say this. If I'm in your position, I'm looking at Maredes, again, as someone who's impressive and unhinged, but I'm looking at Matty Z as someone I can groom. Look at that with the Liu Kang kicks. Little homage to Mortal Kombat there. Maredes elbow shot. Oh, shot to the gut. And look at that.
There's
Wow.
that mixed martial arts background that I was talking about, George, that makes Matty Z such a dangerous and promising competitor.
Absolutely. I will agree with you on that. You're 100%
With that being
right.
said, something I'd like to bring up about Matty Z. I don't know if you've been following what's been going on at the real Battle Arts in Mississauga, not this backwater town, but Matty Z at the 10th anniversary show down there about a month and a half ago recently lost his Battle Arts light heavyweight championship to Roger Husher.
He did.
Well, he does have all the promise in the world, a great athlete. Might be on a little bit of a downturn, might be looking for some new opportunities to look into, but doesn't seem to be affecting his performance so far.
Absolutely not. He's got this crowd hyped up, and he's got Maredes on the run right now. Maredes had to take a breather. Oh, look at it. But what about great ring psychology
That is
there,
a
Brian?
wise move. There's no need for you to rush to get back into the ring. They can do it all he likes. This is a very wise strategy.
Absolutely. He takes a breather. Look at him. He's eating some potato chips. Sure, he's got to keep his strength up, of course. Right?
Carbo loading, of course. Not one match like this.
Absolutely. Long match like this. Matty Z at the moment, though, he's getting stale. He's getting stagnant because he's not able to do what he does best, which is get out there and use his abilities to his advantage. Matty Z wants to fight. He welcomes the challenge. But Maredes playing the psychology. I got to give it to him on that. Ducks the clothesline. How about that drop kick? Matty Z now up to the corner. Look at the speed on this
Very,
kid.
very impressive agility from Matty Z.
Here we go. Jumps to the top. Look, Matty Z, I don't even know if he's breathing right now.
But we've spoken multiple times about how maniacal, about how quote-unquote unhinged Maredes is. One thing that I will bring up from watching a few of his matches and doing my scouting, of course, there is definitely, as you see there, a method to that madness.
But he doesn't even know what the method is.
It works, though. You can't deny it works, whatever it may be.
I will give the devil his due on that, both being the devil yourself and him. Yes, I'm comparing you to Satan.
If I could value your opinion, if I had the capacity to value opinion,
that's
that
nice.
might slightly hurt.
Wow, okay. Well, as much as you don't value my opinion, I'm going to give it to you anyways.
A fantastic display of aggression from Maredes here.
Absolutely. Maredes, though, he's got to capitalize, Sinclair. He's got to capitalize. Oh, but again, with the cheap shots to the back, biting. And it's
He
stuff
has
like
until 5. He has until 5. He's well within legal guidelines here.
biting is not allowed in pro
You
wrestling.
have until 5, George. If you've ever been in the ring, you might know that.
I haven't been in the ring. You haven't been in the ring.
I was in the ring last month, and I may have not been successful,
Yes, you weren't successful. Let's get that clear.
but
You weren't.
I want to reiterate, I never signed any paperwork for that match, nor did I verbally agree for it, so I don't see why it's being recorded on any paperwork or anywhere.
So how did the match happen then if you didn't volunteer for it?
I don't need to get into the particularities of the board of directors' decisions. It's all very confidential, and again, it would go over your small head.
Okay, all right. Well, while we're talking about IQs of Maredes
Fantastic.
dropping Matty D like a sack of potatoes, Maredes now, he's got to build on this. And look at that, goes for the quick pin, 1, 2, oh, 2 count there, but Matty Z kicks out. Now you got to wonder, as the match goes deeper, I'll pose this question to you because you are a consultant of some kind. As the match goes
Executive
deeper,
consultant. Get it
sorry,
right first.
my apologies, executive consultant. As the match goes deeper, who does it favor more?
Well, that's an interesting question. I would say Maredes just because he's so hard to predict, especially when you get into that final inning there. He's got such good stamina, such good strength. But Matty Z showing a surprising amount of resilience here. I would have said for a lesser man that losing that belt would have discouraged and maybe led to some bad habits, kicking up lots of courage and confidence. But Matty Z holding in there for what it's worth.
Look at that now, got back position. Maredes goes for the roll. Oh, kicks Matty Z off. Here we go.
Just too strong.
Wow.
Just too strong.
What a shoulder tackle. Here we go, ref with a 1, 2, oh.
That was a slow
Matty
count.
Z.
I mean,
I will agree with you on that, Sinclair. That was a little bit of a slow count. I don't think ref had full position, choking Matty Z right now.
Again, has till 5, perfectly within his rights.
Has till 5, yes he does. And now, every time Matty Z tries to get some breath in his lungs, Maredes is on top of him. But the gloating, I look at the gloating as taking 3 or 4 seconds off giving Matty Z recovery time. And when you're in tip-top shape like Matty Z and Maredes are, you don't want it. See, he allowed him time to recover, and look at these strikes from Matty Z. Oh, goes for the kick, ducks underneath. Got him up, got him up. What's gonna, oh, how about that? He drops Matty Z, get the shots to the head. Sinclair, you gotta be impressed. I gotta say, your eyes seem to glimmer every time Maredes does something.
I was just talking about the resiliency of Matty Z, but Maredes just weathered that storm, came back, and now look where we are.
And look at that. Now you gotta wonder, what's going through the unhinged mind of Maredes as he looks at the body and what he can break apart? Goes for the shot in the back.
Well, if I were to select Maredes as my preferred candidate out of the two of these ones,
okay,
I wouldn't even try to predict what's going through his mind. Like I said, there's a method to the madness, and it's a method that only Maredes can truly understand. I would never try to interfere with that professionally or personally, because as you can see, it gets results.
Absolutely, fair enough. Now I gotta ask this about your contract or your executive consulting fee. What is the percentage these wrestlers have to give up?
I will need to preface that this is highly confidential between manager and client. But go ahead, ask your dumb question.
I'm gonna. It's not a dumb question. It's a valid question. What do these wrestlers have to give up to get your consulting fee?
As far as contracts go, it's very mutually beneficial.
Okay. So you're not going to be skimming off the top or screwing these people out of money.
It's going to be very mutually beneficial. And Matty Z into the ropes here.
You grew up in Brampton, didn't you?
I grew up in the greatest city on earth, London.
Ontario?
Ontario, yes.
Really, the crystal meth capital of the world.
To a smaller mind like you, it may have that reputation, sure.
Beaverton has more class than London.
I think that remains to be seen.
Fair enough. And as Matty Z now, look at that, trying to get Maredes off him.
If you ever want to compare London and Beaverton, I would say just go through the front row and count the teeth.
Fair enough, I'll give you that. And Matty Z finally breaks Maredes away from him. Now we got to figure out which one is going to get the edge of this. These two have been so evenly matched. Look at that. Look at that speed, those flying forearms. Matty Z goes for one. Maredes ducks underneath. Quick rip. Oh, ducks the clothesline. Matty Z. Oh, what a drop kick.
Mr. McKay, it's been lovely, but I'm afraid I have some business to attend to here.
Fair enough. Well, Sinclair, it's been something. I don't know if it's been wonderful. But as Maredes now kicks up from 2, Brian Sinclair standing beside me now. Looks like I guess he's made his decision. I'm not sure which way he's going to go. But as we finally get to the end of this match and we see who the winner is, Sinclair now running to the side, files in hand. Matty Z calling. What's Sinclair doing here? Is Brian Sinclair trying to recruit Matty Z as the match is going on? Causing a distraction? Maredes, oh, look at that. He's got him. Got him in a choke. Oh! Uh-oh. We could be seeing it. We could be seeing it. He calls this one the final judgment. He's going for it. Up to the top. He's made his decision and oh! Final judgment. 1, 2, 3. Brian Sinclair causing the distraction. And Maredes scores the win.
Maredes!
And I'm guessing that Brian Sinclair has made his decision, and I'm assuming it's Maredes. Look at Sinclair, all happy and giddy. What was that, Sinclair? What was that, Sinclair? You're causing a distraction. Clapping for Maredes now. This was the plan the whole time. Oh, look at this. Look at this nonsense. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, great. Great. An unhinged individual and a moron. Read your contract, Maredes. Read your contract. You better make sure. Don't sign it. Sign it. Sign it. Unbelievably. I can't believe it. Brian Sinclair has been another acquisition, causing the loss to Matty Z. And Maredes so happy. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm surprised that Maredes can even sign a piece of paper. I'm so sorry. What is happening here? Look at it, ripping a picture of Matty Z. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Brian Sinclair, son of Robert's new acquisition. Matty Z disappointed.